Hey, and welcome to this video. My name is Nina, and today we have another Milky Boy. And this is not a let's play like I promised. I promised that I would take you along with me for this island, and we're gonna do only let's plays on this island, or mostly. This is not a let's play though, because this fucking neighborhood was something to deal with. But let's hop right into it, and I will elaborate a little bit on why this was so difficult to work with. So I am going to show you a first iteration now, because I'm still gonna take you by the hand and take you along with me on the process of creating this little thing that I did turn out to be very happy with in the end. But it was just, it took a little bit of a shuffle around, a little bit of a trial session to get right. And yeah, as you can see, my first idea was maybe we can raise a cliff up and we will have this very long kind of hallway, alleyway kind of thing that you saw right in the beginning that would lead off from the last build that we did on this island, the little courtyard markets, and that would kind of lead into a little incline. Now, I love that idea still because I like how the incline sat in that little alleyway. Still though, I have plans for what is going to go around and behind this build, or more like to the left and behind of this build, and doing this little thingy would not have given us enough space to incorporate a couple of houses. We will not perceive that I had to steal from myself again. Thank you very much. Yeah, it just took a little bit of a shuffle. I did place an incline, a bridge, and a house, and then I had to rip everything down again. Which was a lot of fun. But here you can see, I wanted to do something with the river mouth, and for some reason my first thought always goes to, okay, let's do a waterfall. Obviously, that took a lot of the space on top of this cliff up, and I think that it just all looked a bit squished and a bit forced. And if we would refer back to my design tips video that I made a while back, I did say something along the lines of do not add a cliff simply for the sake of having a cliff there, which is kind of what I did here because I thought the incline would look cool. But it just didn't turn out. Here you can see what the fuck I was doing. I don't even know what I was doing with these waterfall thingies behind the gates. I think it was because I didn't have enough castle walls and I was too lazy to get some more. Yeah, but I did place Deirdre's house. We will also, which is also why this isn't a speed build, because I was so fed up at one point that I didn't feel like talking, but I still wanted to build because I still felt very inspired. But I also sped through the HHP the Happy on Paradise expansion thingy, and speed ran that so that we could customize the villager houses that we're going to implement. But here you can see my change of mind, because yes, I did tear everything down again, as I said in the beginning. So now we're going to start over, and we're just going to embrace the fact that sometimes good things take time, and we're going to stick to that storyline, because otherwise I wanted to cry. So I still ended up doing this little alleyway. I'm not sure if we're gonna go with 4 stores or 3 in the end. I think we're gonna go with the 3 that we have right here. And I wanted to raise a little bit of a cliff behind them, just so that it kind of works with the building aspect that I wanted. So we are going to start. Oh no, we're gonna have 2. Okay, never mind. Don't mind me. I just finished editing this down to a reasonable amount of time that you could watch this video, but I still forgot what I did, so that's very lovely. Anyways, we are kind of doing some buildings, and I am lining the path, or kind of the entrance, with a couple of trees, because I had this image in my mind that you would come through the alleyway and it would open up to like a field kind of, and then we had the river running through, and we're going to place a bridge, and then we would have 2 villager houses to each side. This is not going to be symmetrical, it's going to be very asymmetrical, but we still have 2 villager houses implemented, which is perfect, because I have another spot for this section of the island that I want a villager house to be placed at or in. I'm not sure what the correct word for that would be, but I cannot English today. Please apologize. Yeah, but I don't even know what I'm going on about again. But anyways, we have still one more villager house left that we have to place in this section of the island, which is perfect because then we would have half of them down, because I only have 8 villagers on this island. So I think that my planning is going to work out this time, which is very lovely. And while I'm just going about my whole foliage and wheat fielding process, I also wanted to touch on the fact that I have talked a lot about starting to stream on Twitch, and that the 26th is going to be the date where we are going to start streaming. I'm still set on that. I'm still trying to make that work. I do have Twitch set up now, so it should all be working out. And I also think that this island is going to be the island that we're going to stream on in the future, because I still want one island to only be built up during my videos, just so that I don't spoil anything on stream. And I think this island is going to be a lot of fun to create. Since we have this storyline, we can then create this island on stream and do it together. And then if anyone doesn't want to watch, you don't have to watch the streams. You can just continue watching the videos, which is a shame because there's a lot of fun probably going on during stream, but each to their own, I guess. And then we can build this island up together on stream. And once it's done, I will tour. Then I will upload the dream address with the mystery aspect, so that it's kind of the harder version to like get around the island, where you're gonna have to solve some mysteries. And then after a week or so, I'm gonna release the dream address with everything accessible. I cannot English today, Jesus fucking Christ. With everything accessible. So I'm very excited for that one. Anyways, I have been a very chatty Cathy today. A very chatty Cathy. How is your weekend going, my love? How has it been? How was your week? I would love to hear. For my part, I'm currently sitting down on my bed still, but my feet are down on the ground, which is the first time that I'm doing this for a video, which is very nice. And I'm very, very good at my practicing progress. It's going very well. I'm very happy about that. So I cannot wait to start streaming. We have all of the scenes set up, and I also have my stream deck. So we now have sound alerts, and I think it's going to be so much fun. Anyways, back to this video. I keep babbling on again. Look at this. I was so excited when I went to time travel to place down the houses. And I had a campsite villager, and I don't know why I still keep getting my hopes up whenever I see that there is a campsite villager on my island, because at this point I should just get used to it being someone I'd rather not have in my sight every day, if that makes sense. I don't really want to look at them all the time. You know, they might be very nice, but I am a hoe for aesthetics, so we need to only have cute villagers on my island. Thank you very much, and go on. So we are continuing to decorate now, and I will actually try to stick to the build, because this is already chaotic again. I feel like my voiceovers keep getting more and more chaotic at this point, which I think has always been this way, but I feel like it's getting worse. But yeah, we are down to, we are now gonna place some more trees, because that's my favorite thing to do, apparently. But I wanted this to feel like it's kind of bordering a forest, which is why we will have a ton of trees around, but you will still notice that I'm gonna keep it more open and more flat compared to what you might be used to from my design kind of style, I guess. So in the, like, around the middle, around the bridge, it's gonna be a lot more flat. We will add one more tree in by the end. You will see what I mean by the end. That will kind of give it a bit more height towards the middle, but I still kind of try to keep it more open and give it more of this whole field vibe, so that it's supposed to feel a bit more rural instead of very foresty, if that makes sense. And I still want there to be a very harsh contrast to whenever we tackle the second iteration of our kind of enchanted forest that I still want to do in this island. I'm not sure if I should film it. Maybe you should let me know in the comments if you would still like to see it, because I have technically already uploaded 2 videos for an enchanted forest on this island, and I'm not sure how different it's going to be. Maybe I'm just going to do one big speed build for the entire thing that I'm just gonna chop up and kind of speed through it, but you still can like see the progress if you so wish. That makes sense. So that could be a thing that could come to the channel next. But yeah, anyways, I am really happy with this outcome. I tried to do like a couple of groups of items. So we have this kind of tree stump section, and then we have a little table setting, picnic station, and then for the other house we're also going to do another picnic, just a picnic without a table. And then everything else is more like foliage and very natural, kind of, again, bordering the forest or some fields vibes. And I'm really loving it currently. I am also, if you have seen my last video, that was the tour of my offline island that I have on my Switch, which is why it's an offline island, because I can't like film on my Switch Lite. So it's solely for the purpose of me having an island that I can just do for myself, which can also be nice. Even though I do love making videos, it can be nice to just play for yourself every once in a while. And I am doing a like cozy kind of pinkish village. And I never even finished talking about why I mentioned my Switch Lite island. It's because I took some inspiration from that island because I'm trying to be more open with that design. But yeah, I try to kind of take inspiration from that island and my take on this more open kind of vibe because I'm having a lot of fun with it. But anyways, back to our regularly statued statues. Also, can we just talk about how fucking fussy I am with my trees? My trees, my chairs. Look at this. What was that? I just, oh god, I'm so fussy when it comes to table settings, but in general, like also trees and flowers. Like I cut out so much of me like just exchanging flower types and colors because I am so picky when it comes to that, because I hate when like we have repeating or repetitiveness in general on this in this game. I don't know why, but I just cannot deal with it. Whenever I see something that is too kind of clean cut or tidy or like symmetrical, I instantly have to change it. Otherwise it's gonna drive me nuts. So I did cut a lot of it out, but I did leave that chair thingy in just so that you can kind of get a grasp of how long it does sometimes take to get the right things. Because again, this is the island that we're gonna create together. Going to create all the islands together, but this is the more community focused interactive island, I guess, or supposed to be. I'm very excited for that stream thingy, and so excited to get like your ideas also implemented in the process of this, if we're going to stream this island or when we're going to stream this island. Also, while I'm already again on the topic of streaming, let me know if there's any games that you would like to see me stream to on Twitch. I'm also going to stream some other games on Twitch. YouTube is mainly going to stay Animal Crossing, I think, but I do want to play some other games on Twitch as well, which is also going to be mainly Animal Crossing, but I also love to play The Sims. So get some lovely comments below and tell me what you'd like to see me play. I don't know if I've asked that in a previous video, I might have, but you can keep them coming. You know, it's not that I'm going anywhere. There are a lot of games that we can play. I do not have a console at the moment. I would love to have one, love to have an Xbox or PlayStation, but that would have to wait until I can afford one. So we're going to stick to PC or Switch games, please. Anyways, back to the design process. I would also like to apologize for the changing environment and the changing lighting. It seems like I'm like in a completely different place sometimes. It's very harsh on the eyes because I did like time travel a lot throughout this just so that it could stay a bit more in that 5-6 a.m. lighting, because I just felt like playing in that lighting on that day. Yeah, that also makes it a bit tough for this video. It seems a bit weird, but I hope you don't mind too much. And because this lighting is very cozy, I think like 5 and 6 a.m. lighting, best lighting in the game in my opinion. Yeah. It's I feel like I'm talking so quickly today, and like I don't even know what I'm talking about. It's just like coming out, which is nice, you know. I don't have to think about what I want to talk about, which can be a bit tough sometimes. I feel like, you know, I'm losing track of what I'm saying, and then I just keep saying, oh, this is cute, look at that, oh, look at that, very nice placement of that tree. Kind of boring, you know, so I am glad that I'm just spilling out things, bits and bobs and stuff. Yeah. Anyways, here you can see I did plant a bunch of trees because I didn't have too many left, so I needed to plant some, and I'm gonna time travel in just a bit, and we're gonna exchange that tiny medium tree that you see to the right there for a large young hardwood, I believe, and I think that's gonna give it a bit more height. Yeah, here you can see I was gonna add 2 trees, but it was way too much, as you can see, so I'm gonna exchange them and shuffle them around in a little bit, but I'm gonna add in a couple of those trees that I just grew and stunted, and I think I just booped my mic, but I think it just helped it to come together very nicely. I was also, oh god, I'm talking so fast today, what's going on? But I was also going to implement some crops and like potatoes and carrots and stuff in this area, but I have a certain storyline in mind, and I don't really want there to be any crops on this island for the sake of that storyline. So I'm still unsure whether I want to implement them or not, but we could maybe spice it up with some potatoes or other crops. If you are feeling inspired by this, you could also do that. I think that would look very cute. And I might do that for the second DA iteration that I talked about earlier, the one that I'm going to update the DA with after the people who want to try and see if they can solve the mystery of this mystery island have visited, and then I'm going to upload the cute dream address with the crops. I think it's going to be very cute. Yeah, that's technical terms, very nice. Anyways, we're just gonna shrub up, flower up, weed up the entire area. I did find myself to struggle a little bit with the fact that this is a bit more open, and I wasn't really sure how to fill in the areas. I still want to place down a couple of yellow leaf piles. I don't have any at the moment, and the treasure island that I usually visit was closed while I was building this, so I'm gonna add that, and you were gonna see it in a video or stream down the line. But I did struggle a little bit to fill the area because this isn't as cluttered and like tall towards the middle, but I still really like how it worked out. I just filled it up with like flowers and weeds and the new moss items. New, I still say they're new, it's like half a year old now. But yeah, I think it still worked out very nice, and I'm gonna block off, I'm not gonna show that, I think I didn't record that, but the last thing that I do in this video is also I'm gonna block off the little pathway that leads like past Papi's house, past the house that's to the right, because it feels like there's a like kind of a pathway leading through there, but I do want that to be blocked off because that's leading into the forest, and I don't want you to be able to enter the forest through this neighborhood. So I'm going to block it off with a spooky carriage, which I customized with the yellow version, and I think it looks very cute, and I've never used that item, and I'm very pleased with how it looks, and I think it works very well with the color scheme. I am very far on in the fall season, I think I'm in like November 1st, October 31st, something like that, and I do want to time travel back a bit so that the grass is a bit greener, not this like intoxicated neon yellow mustard color, which I really don't love as much for this island. I do like the color of the trees though, but I would love for the trees to have a bit more variety, you know, in color. But anyways, I kept babbling on now, and the video is already over. So I really hope that you enjoyed this video. I really hope that my babbling was somewhat enjoyable. If you did enjoy it, I would very much appreciate it if you would maybe consider hitting the like button and joining our family by subscribing to the channel. I would love to see you here in the future. Get some lovely comments down below. I would love to read them and talk to you guys. And I'm going to leave you now with a montage of the finished product. Take care of yourself until next time, and bye.